wise man once told me, "You already have a lucky bastard in your life." Strange words, right? But he was right, and I learned this the hard way. So here's the truth. Every successful person has met this lucky bastard too. The real question is, do you know who it is, silently holding you back? Stay with me, because in this video, we're about to uncover that truth. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by the future? Constantly worried about what's next? What if I told you there's a way to not only plan your tomorrow, but to do it with peace, clarity, and purpose? We are not talking about rigid schedules or suffocating goals. We are unlocking a way of life where your tomorrow is shaped with intention and your today is lived with serenity. By the end, you will hold a roadmap that transforms anxiety into action and confusion into confidence. And as John Lennon once reminded us with piercing truth, life is what happens when you are busy making other plans. Traditional goal setting sounds inspiring until it backfires. You make lists, set deadlines, and instead of feeling empowered, you spiral into overwhelm, exhaustion, and burnout. That is because future planning often ignores one silent intruder, your lucky bastard: stress, fear, rigid perfectionism. It slips in quietly, convincing you that success only comes with tighter control and harsher deadlines. But the truth: your mind is not a machine. It is a garden. You cannot force outcomes. You must nurture them. Think of Leonardo da Vinci. He did not lock himself to deadlines when painting The Last Supper or sketching flying machines. All was centuries ahead of his time. Instead, he worked with patience, curiosity, and values. His brilliance blossomed not from a rigid calendar, but from mindful cultivation. Or look at Steve Jobs. Apple's success wasn't born from rushing. It was from relentless attention to simplicity, design, and human connection. Jobs wasn't checking boxes. He was nurturing an ecosystem. That is the essence of mindful planning: calm clarity, not chaotic deadlines. And as Buddha wisely taught us centuries ago, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Here lies the paradox. And yes, this paradox is also your lucky bastard. Future planning does not begin with tomorrow. It begins with today. Most of us drag yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's fears into our decisions. That burden breeds anxiety. But when you anchor yourself in the present, the fog clears. Your planning shifts from fear-driven to purpose-driven. Take a breath with me right now. Inhale deeply. Hold and exhale slowly. Let the weight of yesterday and the uncertainty of tomorrow drift away. This is the state in which all mindful planning must begin. Think of Bear Grylls. Alone in jungles, deserts, or icy mountains, survival was never about worrying what tomorrow might bring. It was about what he could do that moment. Find water, build shelter, light fire. By focusing on the present step by step, he built not only survival, but a global symbol of resilience. His success was born from mastering today, not being paralyzed by tomorrow. Or take Eckhart Tolle, who wrote The Power of Now. He was once on the brink of despair, living in deep depression. But by anchoring in the present moment, he turned pain into profound wisdom, guiding millions worldwide. And as Eleanor Roosevelt beautifully declared, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Visualization is powerful, but only if it's mindful. The trap is rigid targets. I must earn X by Y age, or I must achieve Z by this date. That rigidness only fuels pressure. And there it is, again, the lucky bastard called stress. Instead, visualize with curiosity. Ask, what kind of life excites me? What values fuel me? Do not just picture possession. Picture experiences. Not I want a mansion, but I want mornings filled with peace, sunlight, and joy. Consider Amelia Earhart. She did not visualize success as money or fame. She visualized the freedom of the skies. That vision carried her into history as the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. Or think of Jim Carrey. Long before fame, he wrote himself a $10 million check for acting and dated it 10 years ahead. He visualized not the money itself, but the life it represented. Years later, that dream came true. His mindful visualization values over vanity, and as Albert Einstein revealed with timeless wisdom. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Here's the truth. No matter how carefully you design your plans, life will throw curveballs. Careers end, relationships shift, the world changes overnight. That uncertainty is your ever-present lucky bastard. So mindful planning is not about controlling the storm. It is about learning to sail with it. Do not label setbacks as failures. See them as redirection, as invitations to grow. Think of Marie Curie. In a world dominated by men, her experiments were dismissed, her funding scarce, her struggles endless. But she adapted, refined, and pressed, and discovering radium and polonium, becoming the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, or take NASA's Apollo 13 mission. A mid-space explosion could have been tragedy, but by adapting using duct tape, ingenuity, and calm resilience, astronauts returned safely home. That's adaptability at its finest. When your plan bends, remember, bending is not breaking, it is evolution. And as Lao Tzu reminded us with profound simplicity, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is the practical heart of it all. Mindful planning does not chain you, it frees you. Break grand dreams into small, joyful steps. Forget desperate leaps. Progress thrives in daily, intentional actions. Think of your plan as a compass. It shows direction, but doesn't confine you to one fixed path. And yes, even a compass has its lucky bastard called magnetic distortions near the poles. But despite imperfections, it still points the way. Take Helen Keller. Blind and deaf since 19 months old, she didn't leap into greatness overnight. Instead, with small, consistent steps guided by Anne Sullivan, she learned words, ideas, and finally her voices become a global symbol of resilience and education. Think of Timer Lane. Crippled from childhood, many thought his physical weakness would stop him, but he adapted. He turned strategy, alliances, and intellect into his weapons. Instead of lamenting what he lacked, he reshaped his destiny, rising to become one of history's most formidable conquerors. His adaptability turned limitation into legacy. That's the power of intentional, mindful action. So here's the essence. Ground yourself in the present. Visualize with values, not vanity. Adapt with resilience when storms arise. Walk forward with intentional, joyful steps. Your future is not a prison waiting to trap you. It is a canvas waiting for your mindful brushstrokes. And with those brushstrokes, you will paint your own version of the Mona Lisa. When that painting begins to shine with her timeless smile, your silent lucky bastard will quietly fade away. And as Marcus Aurelius left us with enduring wisdom, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So think mindfully, act intentionally, live freely. If this video touched your soul, do not just watch. Start your mindful future planning today. And if you found value here, hit like. Share this with someone who needs clarity, and subscribe for more powerful insights.